Hey Aries, welcome to your weekly forecast for June 14th through the 20th. We're going to connect here and see what is going on for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising in the week ahead. If you stumble upon this video outside of the time frame I just mentioned, don't you worry. You came across it whenever you were meant to, whenever you were ready to hear the messages in this video. Keep in mind it's a general reading, okay? Not every single part of it is going to resonate, but take what does. All right, Aries. Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. One more shuffle. Alrighty, my dears. Let's get right on into it and see what is going on for our Aries friends. So your first card here is the Eight of Cups. Okay. So Eight of Cups comes up when we are seeking fulfillment. We're wanting something more fulfilling. Sometimes people are thinking about getting a career change, or they're wanting to do something more meaningful, or they're becoming very really why am I here, and what is my purpose in life? And they become very, very, very concerned with depth, connection, purpose, meaning. Eight of Cups also comes up a lot of the times in my readings when somebody is a bit of an overachiever. And Aries, you guys can be very ambitious. You guys can be very competitive against yourselves, right? Like Aries is, a lot of the Aries that I've known, I don't mean to stereotype, but a lot of the Aries that I've known, it's like they're always competing with their own self. Like they're always trying to do better than the time before. And so it doesn't surprise me to have Eight of Cups come up for you for that kind of energy, because in my readings, Eight of Cups is like somebody who doesn't rest until they reach a goal. But every time they reach a goal, they're only happy for a little bit. And then they're like, oh, but something is missing. So I guess I set the wrong goal. I guess I focused on the wrong thing. And I think I'm going to be happier when I accomplish this other thing instead. And it becomes a vicious cycle where happiness is always attached to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And it's like it's so elusive, like you could never quite get to it, right? And it's frustrating because you're working your butt off. You're not just sitting there waiting for magic to fall from the sky. You're putting in a lot of work, you're putting in a lot of effort, but nothing's doing the trick. The reason why Eight of Cups tells us that we need to make our spiritual connection. Once we make our spiritual connection and we have a relationship with our higher power, with universe, with higher self, God, whatever you want to call it, once we make that connection, then we're going to be able to start to enjoy the fruits of our labor. Then we're going to be able to really begin to feel satisfied. Until then, we're constantly feeling empty and trying to find ways to feel fulfillment. And one more thing I'll say about this, and we'll move on to your other cards. People are constantly looking for God, or like outside of themselves, or they're looking for somebody to show them how to connect, like to show them the way. The truth of it is it's already inside of you. And I know that sounds super like hippy dippy, super like, oh, everything you need to know is in you. And I know it can be frustrating to hear that, because it would really piss me off when I used to hear it and I was new on my journey. But it's the truth, okay? But I'm going to give you a little bit of a homework assignment for you to try so that you can make the connection. Try to think out of the four elements, which ones bring you the most sense of soothing, the most sense of peace, right? Is it water, like being in the water, going swimming, being near the water? Is it earth, spending time in nature, hiking, gardening, being outside barefoot, having plants and rocks and crystals in your home? Is it air, incense, music, fresh air? Is it fire? Maybe sitting with some candles, maybe going outside and having a bonfire or something. Out of those elements, which one brings you the most sense of soothing, the most sense of zen? Try to set aside 30 minutes 3 times a week with that element. Don't push it. Don't wait for like magic to happen. Just sit there with that element for 30 minutes, just being present with what you're thinking, with what you're feeling. You don't have to clear your head. It's not a meditation. Thoughts can come and go. That's actually a part of the process. You're just going to sit there with your thoughts and feelings with your little element for 30 minutes. You can mix it up and do different elements each time. That's fine if you have more than one element that calls to you. If you're consistent, if you keep doing this, you're going to have this aha moment where all of a sudden it hits you. Like you realize what's missing, or you realize like you find your connection and you feel connected and you're like, there it is, right? For me, when it happened, it happened through swimming. And when that little connection happened, when I awakened, it was just kind of like, oh, okay, like there it is. It wasn't like an angel came to me and started talking. There wasn't lightning and thunder. There wasn't anything dramatic. So don't try to like, freak yourself out or like put a lot of pressure on it. Just be there in that moment. Okay. If you can be consistent with this, it's going to take you back to that little part of you that is connected to source, to God. Your next card here is the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is a card that can be truth being revealed. It can be a communication. Ace of Swords is a very special card for me in my readings because one of the things I've noticed reading for people over the years is Ace of Swords tends to come up when someone is having an unblocking in their crown chakra. Their crown chakra was blocked. Now it's becoming unblocked. And so some of the things that happens when your crown chakra is unblocked, you begin to release limited thinking. Any limited thinking you had, it's clearing up. You begin to think more efficiently instead of like working smarter, not harder kind of energy. You're figuring out how to simplify life, how to simplify things, to do things easier, to do things quicker. You're thinking or realizing of solutions to long-term problems that have been bugging you for a long time. All of a sudden, like, oh my gosh, it's so simple. I can do this or I can do that. So solutions to problems, working smarter, not harder, working more efficiently. Pisces also had this come up. So I'm curious how many of you have a Pisces placement. If so, know that this is like really being emphasized for you, the crown chakra clearing. I can tell you this, with the crown chakra becoming unblocked, you might feel tingling or buzzing in the top of the head or in the forehead. Sometimes migraines can come with it. I always say if it's really persistent, make sure you go and you get checked up just in case there isn't something more serious going on. And another thing that I've noticed whenever the crown chakra gets unblocked is the third eye a lot of the times gets activated too. That's been my own personal experience, and I've seen that happen when I used to do energy healing. I would see that happen with my clients. When the crown chakra got unblocked, they would start having activity in the third eye chakra as well. So just know and be aware of that. You might be honing into your intuition or into receiving your messages more clearly. That can be happening with the crown chakra unblocking as well. Your next card here, my darlings, is the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is things happening quickly, things happening fast. Boom, 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 boom. Eight of Wands can also sometimes come up when there's an element of travel. Okay, some of you might be making plans to travel, or some of you are being unexpectedly offered the chance to travel, or you're like feeling antsy and you're wanting to take a trip. Some of you might be doing this. I feel some of you are those of you who are traveling, you're traveling in an attempt to find yourself, right? Because you're in this deep soul searching feeling. You're in this like your mind is opening up. So I do feel some of you might be planning some kind of a road trip, or going to visit a friend or a relative, or, oh, I've always been curious about this place or that place. If you have time off or you work remotely, some of you might be looking at Airbnbs and going and checking out a different area. But I feel like this energy of finding yourself. Okay, this energy of finding yourself. Eight of Wands also has to do with passion. Okay, it's very fiery, very fast moving, very passionate energy. I know a lot of people are used to watching tarot readings because they're used to watching love readings. And so Eight of Wands can be like communication, hearing from somebody, a passionate, fling kind of energy. And that can be happening for some of you. I'm not going to say that's not possible. But in the weekly forecasts on my channel, I try to focus on everything other than love. I do a love reading once a month. That's linked in the description. And then during the week, I want to focus on you. I don't want to think so much about other people or romance. I want to talk about you. So I look at how the cards are going to apply to you and your energy. So those of you who have been stuck, right? Eight of Wands is saying that you're getting unstuck and things are beginning to happen quickly. Things are moving quickly. But more importantly, they're moving in the direction in which like you're passionate about it. You're excited about it. Right? You're tapping into your desires, your wants, your interests, and you're going in that direction. I'm feeling a sense of like free spirited energy here for the Eight of Wands, right? So some of you are like coming into some very much needed playtime, right? Playtime, exploring, soul searching. And I just feel a sense or an element of fun, like calling fun into your life. Your next card here, my dears, is the King of Wands. And this is powerful fire energy. Okay, this could definitely be your Aries energy, your fiery Aries energy here. Now, King of Wands can represent another person, right? It can represent a masculine fire sign. So obviously Aries is a fire sign, as well as Sagittarius and Leo. There could be a Sagittarius or Leo in the mix for some of you. The King of Wands is a very triumphant energy for me. And I remember reading a story one time that somebody had written like backstories to the court cards. And I wish I would have saved it so I could like credit, where it came from. It was so long ago. But someone was talking about the King of Wands and how he wasn't born a king, right? He wasn't born into royalty. He just was born into an environment where there weren't a lot of options. There wasn't a lot of chances. And he figured out how to create opportunities. He figured out a way to crawl out of that hole, so to speak. And so what happened is everybody was like, oh my gosh, we want you to be the king. We want you to be the leader. We want you to show us how it's done. And so he became king, like through the people kind of voting for him or asking him to lead. And so King of Wands has this soft spot in his heart for people because he never had anything handed to him and he knows what it's like to struggle. And so he will gladly step in and mentor, mentor other people into self-employment or entrepreneur kind of energy, or give back to the community, like, wow, here I'm so blessed, let me pay it forward, let me take some of my blessings and give to this organization or help out this community. And so some of you are rising to the occasion where you're manifesting success and you are deciding to pay it forward in some way, either through mentoring somebody else or giving to an organization or to a community. The King of Wands is also, like I said, self-made energy. So a lot of you are creating opportunities for yourself without the help of anybody else, right? Without anything being handed to you. Again, as I said, a lot of people are used to watching love readings when it comes to tarot. And so King of Wands can be a passionate relationship, especially here coming up next to the Eight of Wands. There could be, for some of you, you might be manifesting a lover. You might be manifesting passion. Some of you are longing for this in your life, and we cannot manifest that passion, that lover kind of energy if our fire has gone out. So if you're like in this searching and you don't know what's going to make you happy, it's really hard to manifest passion in your life. But as you're getting unstuck and as you're moving forward in the direction of the things that excite you, inspire you, you're going to manifest more passionate relationships in your life or connections in your life. I do want to pull some clarifiers here around the King of Wands. I don't normally pull clarifiers because a lot of people just want me to hurry up and say what the message is, but I don't know why. I feel like I want to know more about this King of Wands. So first we have here the Five of Cups. Second, we have here the Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. Okay. So some of you have had disappointments in your life. We talked about that with the Eight of Cups. Something is being missing, right? Five of Cups is something is being missing. But Spirit is encouraging you to as you're looking at this fulfillment, not to do it in the energy of self-medicating, right? Or trying to validate yourself, but rather seeking what truly brings you joy. Okay? Knight of Pentacles says be consistent and stay balanced here. Stay grounded here. Those of you who are on this journey and you might be manifesting something, fiery here in terms of a relationship, don't allow it to distract you from your path. Don't allow it to distract you from the, big changes that you're making and the progress that you're making. Don't get lost in the connection. Don't get lost in the passion. Queen of Cups here is coming up, and Queen of Cups is water energy, and this is being heart-centered, being in the heart center. And the Queen of Cups is very intuitive, very creative, very nurturing, very nourishing, and she reminds us that we need to take a time out to nourish and care for ourselves, especially through emotional self-care. If you can practice emotional self-care right now, Aries, you're going to see wonders in your manifesting. You're going to see wonders in your progress. You're going to see wonders in being able to enjoy the journey and not just have to try to rush through it. So emotional self-care is honoring your feelings, not trying to push them down, not trying to keep busy with something else, listening to music, watching movies, writing, journaling, doing something creative, painting, sculpting, just any kind of energy that aligns with what you're feeling and allowing you to help you to release and to soothe yourself. Take some time to soothe yourself emotionally. The same way that if you were really, really sick, you might stay in bed and you might take medicine and you might make sure you're taking your vitamins. Take time to care for those emotions and those feelings, and you're going to see a big difference in a positive direction. You may want to check out your moon sign and rising sign videos. Some weeks those are going to resonate with you more than others. You may want a private reading. I'm more than happy to do that for you. If you go to calendly.com/amethystangelite, you can schedule a private reading with me there. Love readings for June are linked in the description. July will be up soon. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Bye, my dears.